Then when something like a financial disaster comes along, their parked money gets decimated, and most people have no financial disaster insurance. Rich Dad said, most people spend their lives building financial houses of straw, houses which are susceptible to wind, rain, fire, and big bad wolves. That is why Rich Dad taught his son and me how to keep our money moving. If you want to retire young and retire rich, you will need to work harder and faster. Your money will have to do the same thing. How fast is your money? One of the reasons Kim and I retired early was because we kept our money moving. Rich Dad often referred to this concept as the velocity of money. If you want to retire young and retire rich, it is very important that your money be like a bird dog, going out every day and bringing home more and more assets. Today, many financial planners and mutual fund managers say to the average investor, just give us your money and we'll put your money to work for you. Most investors nod and repeat the mantra, invest for the long term, buy and hold, and diversify. Their money gets parked and they go back to work. For most investors, these are pretty good ideas, given that most investors have no interest in learning how to put their money to work, since they seem to prefer working harder than their money. The trouble with these plans of average investors is that they are not necessarily productive investment strategies, nor are they necessarily safer. Kim and I did not keep our money in a retirement account in order to retire young. We knew that we had to keep our money working hard to acquire more and more assets. Once our money acquired an asset, that money was soon re-employed to go out and get us another asset. The strategy we use to keep our money moving and acquiring more and more assets is a strategy that almost everyone can use. Keep the money moving. One of the strategies we used to keep our money moving was to buy a rental property and within a year or two, borrow out our own down payment and buy another rental property. The following is an example of how we invested and then borrowed money to invest in other assets. In 1990, Kim and I noticed a house for sale in a beautiful neighborhood in Portland, Oregon. The owner was asking $95,000, but the property did not sell. The economy was bad, people were being downsized, and there were many houses on the market. We would have put in an offer earlier, but this house did not fit our investment profile. It was too expensive and too nice a house to be considered a long-term rental property. Yet we watched this property because we could see it had a lot of value and potential. After about 6 months, we finally knocked on the door and found that the owner was very anxious to sell and ready to listen to any offers. He owed $56,000, so I offered $60,000 and we settled on $66,000. I gave him $10,000 and we took over his existing mortgage. A month later, the owner and family had moved out and were on their way to California, happy to have sold their home. They did not make much money and they did not lose much money. The house rented immediately, and we wound up making about $75 a month positive cash flow after paying all debt and expenses.